Alright, y'all, so with Super Saiyan Bardock's release this week, we should be getting a character adjustment patch as well. There usually is a few characters that are adjusted with each new release, which is pretty good, honestly, so fingers crossed that they will be changing some of the characters that exist in the game. I just feel like some characters still need buffs and nerfs respectively. Now, I don't expect this to be a major patch. I would say at most 2 to 4 characters is what I'm expecting for like these mid-season patches. So what I'll be doing is I'll be bringing up 4 characters, 2 that I think need buffs and 2 that I think need nerfs, at least in the current climate of the game right now. And we'll just be talking about it. So before I even like get into it, let me know what characters you guys want to see adjusted, whether it's a nerf or a buff. And we'll be talking about mine right here. So firstly, in terms of buffs, I mean, we got to bring up the guy himself, Cell, right? And I know a lot of people do think Cell's really good. And yes, we talk about this a lot. Cell on this channel, funny enough. He's good end game. Like, you know, when you get him transformed and he has like a lot of things going for him, it could be quite hard to kill him at times. His super attack is very valuable with the immunity to energy. And just blocking off any energy attacks could help you really secure these bosses. The Cell Games Arena, I never really personally had much struggle with this, but it is nice. It does give him extra defense, and you could use it to your advantage pretty decently. And even his skill 2, it's quite good. The slow and his skill 1 I like he has good things in his kit. It's really pre-transformation, this guy just sucks. Like, his health is super incredibly low for no reason. If this guy actually had just a little bit of survivability to him earlier on, I think things could go a much longer way for this guy. Another thing I would say is, besides a probably like just like a health or shield increase when he's like pre-transformed, I would also give him no obstruction on this regeneration. Like, I would remove this movement speed down and allow him to have no obstruction, so basically he can't be stunned or, you know, moved around out of his heal. Just to make it so that he's just not able to get canceled out of that regeneration skill, in my opinion. And then Cell, especially early game, will just start looking really like competent, and then when you get him transformed, he will be looking really good. So that's my hopes for Cell personally. In terms of buffs, again, he doesn't even need that much for him to actually be competitive in a more team fight centric meta right now. Yeah, that's kind of my thought process when it comes to this Cell anyways. Of course, I would keep in mind, the thing about Cell though is that even though he is also slightly leaning more towards like this team fight centric meta, I feel like boss secures are still just as important. This energy field is good on its own to merit him being a decent choice, even if you know how to play him right now. But give him those buffs and he'll be looking good. Next, I think Zamasu also does need a adjustment in terms of a buff. I think that this guy, like on Superstar, this guy looks really good. You know, with the skill 3 Superstar, like he could do some pretty significant damage, and he actually is decently tanky as well, especially early game. It's just a thing of, when you get past early game, especially on Superstar, I mean, what does this guy necessarily really do? He doesn't do a lot. The 2 adjustments I would do for this guy is I would honestly just add more stuff to these first 2 skills. I think his ultimate is actually pretty good. I do like his ultimate quite a bit. His skill 3 we know is also pretty good with the continuous damage. I would firstly, like the skill 2 needs just a lot to it. The startup time for it is very slow. I think the startup time needs to be faster, and then there needs to be some sort of stagger or stun effect added to this. Maybe it could be like Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, where, oh, if you hit the enemy into a wall, he actually stuns them for a period of time. Or maybe he could also, you know, apply continuous damage on this skill as well, would be interesting. But I just think that, like, again, we look at what Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta does, or even like Bardock. I brought up the Dokkan website by accident. Even like Bardock has a potential stagger on his skill 2. I just feel like at this point they should give Zamasu a stagger on that skill 2. I mean, we take a look here at Vegeta. Again, it deals extra damage to enemies driven in a wall. It'll end upon hitting a wall. and it staggers them as well. Zamasu just doesn't really do anything. Like, he's missing that sauce, that extra, like, you know, ability of like pinning down these enemies that I think would be really good. Maybe it could even be, again, he forcibly moves them, but realistically, like, if he doesn't do a lot of damage with this move, but he ends up staggering them, or it could also stop on a wall, that'd be pretty good. I think something needs to be changed about his skill 2 for sure. Then his skill 1, I don't think needs that much of an adjustment. I feel like the movement speed down, like on this skill 1 compared to other abilities, hasn't really felt super oppressive to me. Maybe they could increase the movement speed down, like, effect on the skill 1 for him, and that'd be really nice. Besides that, I mean, it's funny, his rush attacks don't really do anything, and a lot of characters like have abilities on their rush attacks. I mean, I think Super Saiyan Goku is like a character where he doesn't even have an ability there. Like, a lot of these earlier characters don't really have that, but a lot of these like kind of newer characters do. Even like, you know, Piccolo has some. I don't think 18 is a character that has that as well. No, actually she does. Look at that. Like, I feel like maybe even he can get like an extra ability in terms of like a physical attack, and then I don't think they would add anything extra, but I mean, look at his like the slices. Maybe if you land a certain amount of physical attacks in a row, he also provides continuous damage to the enemy, could be interesting, but I just feels very bland. Like, I just think he needs more to his kit to allow him to really feel oppressive and push enemies back. I feel like Zamasu is like kind of like a wall type of character where he's able to just kind of push, like, be super aggressive against the enemy and push them kind of back, right? He's pretty good at that, especially with this DOT, and I think they could really play into the skills very well. If they even give him an ability on his rush attacks, which again, we've seen them add and change different abilities. Like, for example, the takeaway Super Saiyan Goku stagger made it movement speed down. They could definitely give Zamasu some abilities like that. That'd be really interesting. Now, weird about Vegeta. This guy got quote unquote nerfed in season 2, so I don't expect another nerf too soon, unfortunately. But the characters that I do think need to get nerfed are Kale for one, and Kid Gohan. I think we should probably talk about Kid Gohan first. This guy had gotten buffed when the game first came out, and it's just like, wow. I don't know why this guy is still as good as he is. I feel like he's just, again, with the snowball nerf, like, every time like damage is nerfed in some way, or defense is buffed, or even defense is nerfed, like, no matter what changes, this guy just like, his value is so insane. I mean, we know that the friendship boost is 400 attack. That is the equivalent of 10 snowball stacks just by being next to this character. And obviously that's not all he does. He gives himself defense up, he gives everyone energy defense up, and enemies energy defense down. This is one of the most broken abilities in the game right now. This barrier, it's actually crazy how much this does. I mean, I don't even, like, again, we could actually go all the way down. I want to show you guys this, like, just because I think this is always super important to see. Where is the version 1.1.0 patch notes? Son Gohan Kid, look at this. Wow, actually crazy. Base HP boosted. He got 100 attack on his passive skill. His rush attack damage increased. Masenko doesn't really do anything. Skill 3, energy defense went up 200, energy defense down. Then the effect persists 2 seconds after they leave. His super attack was buffed, where he gives 200 extra strike damage. The strike attack up effect was shortened a little bit, but like, he also got extra strike defense up on his ult as well. Like, he got massively buffed. This was insane buff, man. And especially that barrier. I think the barrier defense section is not the biggest deal. It is really important, and you need to time it smartly in order to allow your allies to survive. I think that's fine, but the defense down is too good. I think this is the biggest issue right here. This defense down, it allows you to one-shot bosses with Piccolo. It allows you to basically one-shot bosses with Kale. Kale just like nukes everyone. Like, you use skill 3 and like if you use skill 3 and then Kale skill 3 plus 1, nothing lives. You kill everything. It's pretty disgusting, especially again with the lack of, like, with barrier being nerfed firstly, and then secondly with no like build up. Really, no one runs build up anymore. Like, that's build up just mega nerfed, right? Skill 2 is the same as always. This is his one good skill. This is a pretty good, honestly, overall. His ultimate, I think, is honestly fine. Like, I really think it's the biggest issue with skill 3 and how much attack he gives in his friendship boost. This needs to be rolled back to like 250, like 250 or 300 max, but like even 300 is like pretty decently good. I think 300 is probably fine though. And he's doing so much, man. Strike defense down, energy defense down. He's, wow. The only useless thing for him is Masenko, but it's like you could skip Masenko. Like, you don't have to get it. Very, very nasty character that is a stain, honestly, right now on this game. Like, I feel like this is the, like, most under talked about issue with this game is probably Kid Gohan. Then at least like people who know how the characters work know Kid Gohan is. Kale right now is also a big issue because she just does way too much damage. I think nothing crazy, you know, just like maybe even a skill cooldown increase or just like a damage reduced for this. Now obviously you have to like aim and make sure you hit the target properly with Kale, but I just feel like it's so easy, and her cooldowns aren't even that low for how much explosive damage she could do. Now a Kid Gohan nerfed would indirectly also nerf Kale, so that's why I'm saying she doesn't need too much. But if they don't want to nerf Kid Gohan again for whatever reason, they've not touched Kid Gohan at all. Like, they've kept him the exact same, which is crazy. So if they still continue not to nerf this guy because they don't want to for whatever reason, Kale getting a slight nerf would be acceptable as well. Now if they nerf Kid Gohan and they're like not gonna nerf Kale, I mean, what's another character that I think needs a nerf? Maybe even Piccolo. Piccolo's really good right now, but also I feel like Piccolo is a character that requires a lot of knowledge with how he works at times. Now in comparison to other characters, it's not like that difficult to use Piccolo, but I feel like there's a bit of a skill curve when it comes to using Piccolo compared to other characters. So that's why the only thing it was really like the special beam cannon, I think it does way too much damage. And obviously you have to charge it up, but I think it does a bit more damage than it should for how good it is for securing bosses. Honestly, I think that, yeah, that maybe that needs to be adjusted with the special beam cannon does. I think everything else in Piccolo's kit is fine. It just really an issue of you being able to just like one shot these bosses, which if they're not gonna adjust boss HP, then it really needs to be a thing of nerfing the big issues with boss secures right now, which is really Piccolo, Kid Gohan, and Kale. Like, those are the three big issues. If you remove a lot of what they can do from the equations, we still want boss secure characters to be able to secure bosses pretty nicely, but we don't want them to one-shot bosses. That's pretty stupid, because that de-incentivizes actual team fighting, which is what they're trying to push out and what I think they should be continuing to push out. So that's why I'm talking about these three characters specifically in terms of nerfs, because those are like by far the biggest characters available. I mean, Super Saiyan Goku Spirit Bomb, he's still able to kind of also one-shot bosses, but like they just nerfed this guy, so I don't think they'll nerf him again. He's still so good. I don't know what they're gonna do. Hey, literally it's Kid Gohan. I think if they nerf Kid Gohan, Goku with his already existing Spirit Bomb nerfs will be put in check a little. Let's go ahead and see what the community is thinking for these nerfs and adjustments here. All right, so I don't know if I have any quote tweets. You don't want to type every detail in what needs to be changed, so you'll keep it simple. You want Zamasu, Bojack, 1817, baby Deborah. Deborah wasn't what surprised me, by the way. I feel like, okay. We'll open this real quick. I'll just be quick with where I agree, disagree. I agree with Zamasu. Bojack doesn't really need a buff. I think Bojack's fine, honestly. I guess a slight buff could be useful, but like he doesn't really need it. 18 definitely needs a buff. 17 does not need a buff. 17 is pretty crazy right now. I think people don't know how don't realize how good 17 is currently. 17 is really insane with his anti-heal. He's like one of the characters that can, of course, cancel out like Kale's ultimate. A lot of healing going on right here. He could kind of directly counter Super Vegito early game, which is really good. I think Baby's fine, honestly. I guess Baby could use a little bit extra, but again, he doesn't need it. Deborah definitely needs a buff. Yeah, I agree with Gohan. Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta could go on a hit. Honestly, like Ultimate Gohan's weird. I feel like he needs a slight nerf, but I almost feel like he doesn't need that much anymore. Like with how the meta is going right now. Vegeta definitely needs a slight nerf though, for sure. I would say more so Vegeta than Ultimate Gohan. Kid Gohan and hit 100% need nerfs. But I think we're missing like Kale. I think Kale or Piccolo Ultimate as well. Hero adjustments: Vegeta, Trunks, Frieza, Cell, Gotenks, Oob. Gotenks needs a buff. Bro does not need an adjustment. Gotenks needs like everything. Gotenks needs everything rolled back. Like he needs to be exactly what he was in season 1. If Gotenks was exactly what he was in season 1, he would not even still be best technical. Right now he's worst technical. If between him and Frieza. Oob does need a little bit, but I think Oob's pretty good right now, so I'm not like stressed about it. Trunks needs health, we know that already. Divine combo cards buff build up, buff Otter, Decoy, Guardian Angel. Yeah, Guardian Angel like needs like they have like what 25% reduction. That needs to be like at least 40% or something, honestly. Because you're losing defense step over that, which is if you have like a consistent 40% reduction compared to like missing out on what 75% damage reduction from defense step, like that's a huge difference, right? Divine combo card nerf solid barrier, no way. I think solid barrier is really in check right now. If anything, solid barrier was way too good, but you just don't run solid barrier anymore. Well, you do in some characters, but like it's still good, but I don't think it needs another nerf, in my opinion anyways. People don't even really like, if you can, you don't run solid barrier anymore. I feel like Lightning Swift Epic Hunter needs adjustments. Yeah, please adjust chip damage in this game, it's horrible, and add a no crossplay setting for PC and console so you can't stop queuing with mobile players that keep going AFK. Adjust how battle score is calculated. You don't expect this to be in a single patch, but hopefully majority of things happen by the time season 4 starts. I mean, yeah, I think like just in general, I kind of do agree. I should not look on my Twitter timeline right there. Can we make the Daimaku top tier again? He's actually useless. That's not even true. I think Daimaku is actually in a pretty good spot right now. Like he's not as crazy as once was, I feel like, in the previous meta, but at the same time, it's more so because other characters just shine a little better than this guy. He's pretty good right now. Like I would definitely, like, if I see a Diamond Goku on the team, I'd be like, oh yeah, we'll take that. Don't underestimate Diamond Goku. Honestly, like Powerful Dance is still insane. He still does some pretty nice stuff. I think maybe his ultimate, like we look at like Ultimate Gohan's ult and then Diamond Goku's ult like as a difference, right? Maybe that's where they can buff his ultimate range, but that's pretty much it. Take Broly back out and blow his head off. I think Broly's fine. Broly's pretty good, but like I don't think he's like, oh, you know, he's way too good for the rest of the game. No, he needs to be nerfed to the ground. It's not like an Ultimate Gohan or Vegeta 4 situation. Nerf all damage by like 30%. You know, I do like agree with this to an extent. That's where I would say that's why I brought up again the main culprits for that, which is Kale, Piccolo with bosses especially. I think Kid Gohan. I think Kid Gohan's a huge factor to this. Kid Gohan really is a huge factor to this. A lot of these numbers are so inflated because of what Kid Gohan's doing. I feel like they're like designing these characters to do a certain amount of damage or a certain amount of things, and then like they forget that this guy exists. Like the devs, like they actually like don't consider Kid Gohan, I guess, when they design characters or something, and that's the issue. It's like, okay, they're releasing these characters, and it's like Ken would not be nearly as impressive if Kid Gohan was not what he was. Piccolo, either, like even against bosses, right? I really think Kid Gohan's a major issue, but even then, maybe 30%. I'm not sure if I would say 30, maybe like 20%. and a Kid Gohan nerf. And I think I would take that. Just because I feel like team fights don't like last not that long. And I feel like they could still definitely do a little better. I think they took a really good first step, but at the end of the day, boss secures are still so good, right? Rubric Ultimate Gohan Flee should not exist. Yeah, but I don't expect that for like a mid-season patch. Like that would be a beginning of season patch. Slaughter hits, I mean, they just buffed him. Like I don't even think they're gonna touch hit this patch. They could. He's getting his legendary intro though, so I don't know. Buff Cell everywhere. I think Cell like late game is fine. Baby late game could use some extra stuff. Zamasu 17. Again, why are people saying buff 17? Okay, Gotenks, Topo, Oob, and Frieza. Yeah. Very marginally buff Broly. I think Broly's fine. Same with Super Saiyan Vegeta though, I agree. Someday they'll buff Cell. Yeah. As long as Khalifa and Hit go unnerfed, you are evil for asking Hit to go unnerfed. You are actually an evil person. Twilight, you are an evil, disgusting being. Like you are evil for saying that. Actually. Nerf Gotenks again. Buff Hit, nerf Gotenks, buff Ultimate Gohan, and then nerfing Gotenks again. Yeah, Gotenks, I feel like his skill 2 is a little too fast to make donuts about like twice as slow. And then make his ult have a 50% less radius. Adding Rose to the game would be pretty good. Massive Hit, Broly, and Topo. What did Topo do to you, bro? Stagger him! Just like fly away. Use your vanish. Like you could easily get out of Topo situation. Like Broly is just too broken. I think Broly is pretty good. I mean, they could shave off a little bit of the top, and I wouldn't mind. But I don't think that's like necessary. It shouldn't have infinite stealth. Yeah, I think we can all agree on that for sure. Kid Gohan nerfs. Yeah. His kit is just absurd, and I feel like people don't realize it. It mainly comes from the attack and defense buffs, his passive and skill 3. Yeah, literally. It's disgusting. It's really disgusting. Like, why? Why is that a thing? I don't know. Any buff to Frieza. Yeah, poor Frieza, man. Nerf Ultimate Gohan, buff Trunks HP, and nerf Piccolo. I mean, a lot of people are kind of agreeing with this. Nerf Kale, Super Saiyan 3, and Ultimate Gohan. I feel like Super Saiyan 3 is kind of fine right now, honestly. He's really good, though. He's gotten more value, but I don't know if he needs a nerf. Bardock already counters him if he doesn't get buffed. Oh, you mean Frieza or Topo, bro? Trunks HP buffs. Like, so many people are saying 17 buffs. What? Am I crazy? Do people not realize how good 17 is right now? This ultimate is insane currently. I feel like this ultimate is really nice. Turning buffs into debuffs is really good too. I feel like people forget he has this. This barrier ball turning buffs into debuffs. That's pretty nasty, honestly. Like you could really turn the tables with that. Ult into skill 1. Skill 3 is so good right now. It's so good right now with like the lack of barrier. Like early game, dude. Skill 3 is crazy. I love skill 3. I've always loved skill 3. Even with like, you know, more team fight. Like I would say the only thing that 17 is above for is like Barrier Knuckle should have a much wider range of like, it should have a much wider dash when he levels it up because it kind of just doesn't change. And then Barrier Knuckle will actually have use. I honestly have a lot of like, I think you could take Barrier Knuckle early on. Sometimes I just skip it though. Like I just don't even care about it. But I think you could take Barrier Knuckle for sure. Anyways, that's pretty much it. I mean, hopefully they nerf Gohan. I think the most important thing is nerfing Kid Gohan. They have to nerf Kid Gohan. That's a must. They have to nerf Kid Gohan for the health of this game, man. 100%. But I appreciate y'all and catch you guys next time. Peace out.